Yeah, man. Yeah, baby. Yo, man, speaking on that thing with that happened with Russell Westbrook and I guess Trae Young allegedly being spat on, whatnot. Just had these thoughts that come to mind, man. 'Cause I saw LeBron had tweeted about it, saying something about wanting to know who the guy is. And before I even saw the tweet, that was my sentiment exactly because, watching ESPN and all you see is Russell, they show close-ups of Russell being upset, pushing 4 and 5 niggas, trying to get out this tunnel. Kind of looked like, a raging bull in the bullpen right before they let it go, and everyone, stabs it, or the matador pulls the cape or the flag and shit and says peekaboo and all that, and everybody cheers. And it's odd that that's the analogy used because that was kind of the same thing, with arena and sports. Listen, man, I love sports. Grew up playing sports. I love the game. I love the game of basketball. I love football. Didn't play it that well. Didn't play it that much, but played Pee-wee football, Pop Warner football. Played Pee-wee baseball. Ran track. Played basketball up to high school. And I say all that to say I love the game, but yeah, some things struck me, man, and one of the things, again, LeBron was like basically saying, we want to see who this dude is. And that was my thought, because they got no problem. And he's like, I think the tweet says, hey, it's cameras everywhere. Yo, when it's one of us getting shot, they got no problem showing who it is, what he did. They dig into his background. Oh, yeah, marijuana in his system and all this kind of shit. You know what I mean? They used to never show the police involved. Sometimes they still don't. Sometimes they wait. Sometimes they got to hold the tapes and all this kind of shit. But as it pertains to us, the victims, they already done got the whole, they already done got this man pissed back. They done got, the time he was arrested 10 years ago for DUI or, this and this time or something. This happened in college, you know what I mean? He was smoking weed this time, whatever. He's known to be affiliated with these people, whatever, man, whatever they can dig up, even when it's nothing. It's like, oh, well, I mean, she made an F on her report card, like whatever, to build whatever case. But my point being, yeah, man, with the fan, it's like, it was hard pressed finding who the fuck it was, what it looked like. Like, the camera that they used to show this dude pouring the popcorn, the camera looks like it's in some other stadium. It looked like it's in the football stadium, and they just happen to zoom in and shine it in the arena or something. You know what I mean? Like, no close up, no who the fuck the guy is. And they got this dude name, face, whatever. Like, they show on ESPN, they show on the back of the nigga head. He got a red cap on and whatever. Show, I guess, security talking to him, walking him out. And then they show Russell Westbrook being wrangled and angry. You know what I mean? Reminds me of, that time they were showing Charles Oakley being wrangled by security and taking on 3 and 4 people and shit, 5 people, 6 people, being wrestled to the ground and all this shit. And them was the victims. And again, man, just showing like how this shit is, how it perpetuates certain things. I ain't saying, ESPN or so-and-so is necessarily guilty of this and guilty of that. But, the facts are the facts, and across the board, what tends to happen is, they always showing our face, or showing us looking a certain way. And that's not always the case reciprocated on the other side. It should just be interesting, man. And also this painting it like, oh, this is a overzealous fan thing. And it's not. It's not. Like, black people love sports just as much as anybody. Who love basketball more than black people? Come on, man. Who excel at this shit? Like, when you go in black neighborhoods, affluent black neighborhoods, wherever those are, but neighborhoods where black people are in groups, it's basketball goes up. You know what I mean? When you just drive by, you at a random park, basketball, who out there playing? You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, in some instances, they tear down goals and things to deter a certain crowd that comes, i.e. black people, black teens, black 20-year-olds, whatever, young niggas, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But this ain't a sports thing. My point being, black people love basketball and football more than anybody. We play the shit. We excel at the shit. But you never see overzealous black fans dumping soda on white people. You know what I mean? On white players. Whoever the best white players are. Luka, J.J. Watt, Larry Bird. You ain't never heard, Larry Bird being like, when I had to go play in Los Angeles, they just called me, white devil and cracker every time I got the ball and all this kind of shit. Like, you never hear those stories. So what? I mean, Laker fans ain't as overzealous as anybody else? Or is this shit not about basketball? So what I see is, oftentimes, man, this is like with certain white people, man, and white men, and they have to like tuck their shit in so much. They bullshit, they hatred and they feelings and whatever. And as Russell was saying, in other settings, in normal settings, in other settings, they know they wouldn't do this. So this is the time. It's times like these where they can live out and live vicariously and do some funny shit, and more or less be racist. Yell some shit, yell out nigger, throw bananas on the field, do all this, do that, in the name of, we just passionate sports fan. Hell, and you want to even take it even further. I mean, when they team win or lose, flip cars, do this, set shit on fire. All the shit they so hell-bent on, when people are protesting and shit gets set on fire. Everyone clutches pearls and shit. But, let the 40-year-old curse of the such and such baseball team, let them motherfuckers win and the city on fire. Let the basketball team win, the city on fire. Let the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, shit on fire. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, really what it seems, man, is like it's an opportunity for people to, for one, let's just call it for what it is too, man. You got rich and or well-to-do. I mean, rich is relative, you know what I mean? When you take into account that the average white household has 10 times the wealth of the average black household, rich is relative. So when I say rich, a whole lot of white people are like, I ain't rich. I ain't rich. I mean, you ain't rich by Elon Musk standards. You know what I mean? Not even rich by, say, LeBron James standards. You know what I mean? These niggas are the greatest at their job and professions or whatever. But you rich by, you well off, you well to do. You know what I mean? You got enough to pay $20 for parking and then pay whatever the ticket price is, and good seats, by the way, courtside. I mean, to even be that close and have that kind of access, you know, it's a nice little chump change of money. And you know, then you got the money to pay for $20 beers and $10 popcorns and $12 sodas and shit like that. That's what I mean by rich. Like, you can take your peoples out on a random Wednesday and spend $200-$300 at a game for a game that don't even mean shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by rich. But yeah, so it's a way for rich and well-to-do white folk to do kind of what they've always done, which is be entertained by black people, black men, black bodies doing some shit, you know, dancing, throwing a ball in the air, throwing a ball through the hoop, fighting, you know what I mean, on some gladiator shit, fighting a lion or a tiger, fighting each other to the death, killing each other, going to gang banging, all that shit is like entertainment to some sick people, sick motherfuckers. And again, I ain't talking about everybody and all this. I'm just saying what it is on some level, you know, if you can read through all of that. But yeah, that's what it is, man. It's like people getting off on doing shit that they can't do and want to do, you know, and so they can't scream nigger, you know what I mean, under normal circumstances. But in a crowded arena, in a crowded stadium, under these conditions, and I'm cheering for my team, then it's cool. Nobody will say nothing. We all just cheering for our team. And even if somebody does, I got plausible deniability of, hey man, I'm just a Browns fan. I'm just a Indians fan. I'm just a Redskins fan. I'm just a Celtics fan. I mean, I'm just a so and such. But again, how many, you know, these black players got families and friends and all of that, and rappers and all these niggas that come to the game? When have you ever heard of white players being verbally assaulted by black fans? You know what I mean? Or having shit thrown on them and this and that and this and that. You know, in the name of cheering on the team and shit. You know what I'm saying? So really, you just gotta see through that shit. You know I do. Yeah. But yeah, they do need to show who Buddy Cuz is. It's also weird that when they do, you know, release the info and shit, release this dude identity, somebody, you know, groups of people and shit start this motherfucker a GoFundMe page and shit and bail this nigga out of jail. Like, weird shit like that. White people do some strange shit, man. By white people, I don't mean, obviously I'm not talking about all white people, man. Just talking about a segment of people that happen to be white. This phantom group of white people that we always find ourselves discussing, you know what I mean? These issues, and we can clearly identifiably paint a white face on it, you know, for the purposes of generalizations and things, you know. We're talking about Bloods and Crips. It is just implied that we're talking about black males, right? Or black people, right? I mean, is it some white bloods out there? Some white Crips? I'm sure, yeah, somewhere. They out there. In Compton, in Brooklyn, and so-and-so, somewhere. But by and large, when we're talking about Bloods and Crips, we're talking about black people, black males of a certain age group and of a certain demographic. So when we're talking about racism, we're talking about white people, okay? It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Yeah, man. Just thought I would drop a line on that. But I did peep how, same way LeBron peep. They don't show your boy. They don't show your boy face. They ain't release this nigga identity. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like LeBron said, all them cameras in there, all them angles in there. You know who he was. He on the elevator, all that shit. Come on, man. Come on, man. And the whole fans. These ain't fans, bruh. These motherfuckers ain't fans, man. You know, when some shit happens and ESPN get the debating on, you know, some social topics, Stephen A. and Max get debating on, you know, some Black Lives Matter or Colin Kaepernick or whatever, Skip and Shannon get to talk about it. And you see the clips online on YouTube, and it's like a gang of thumbs down and comments, oh, why we gotta be talking about this? Oh, this is why the ratings going down. Nah, bruh. This is why nobody's watching. The ratings are going down. One, it's twofold. One is like, in general, people are not watching TV as much. People are watching things on other platforms, on their devices, on their phones, their tablets, their laptops. People are, in general, although watching still a lot of shit, probably spend more time today than 20 years ago in front of a screen watching something. Spending less time actually just watching like cable television and shit. People are watching Netflix. People are watching, again, on their phones, their devices, or whatever. So the ratings are down in general. But the second thing is, the ratings are down at that time because people don't want to hear the truth. They can't, like, brittle spirits is a real thing. They cannot fucking hear the truth about themselves. It's the most ass backwards, insane, delusional shit in the world. But it is what it is. But yeah, the ratings are going down because really, man, them people were never really fans of the sport anyway. They fans of like the conquest and the raw strength of it and all that, which is sport. And then they're just accustomed to being entertained by black people, man. They fans are just watching black people do some shit. You know what I mean? And being entertained by it. It's like with this music, with rap and shit, right? Like all the rappers know, everybody knows. I mean, the people that's buying up all the merch and buying up all the tickets to the shows and the festivals and shit, them people overwhelmingly are white. I don't care how black your shit is. I mean, if you popular, you done crossed over. I don't care how black or how gutter you think your shit is, what you rapping about your neighborhood. You go to the shows, it's all white folk, you know what I mean? And granted, they have the disposable income. Like, nobody's a bigger fan of music than black people, probably. You know what I mean? Because some shit we excel at. We good at it. You don't get that good by not being a fan of it. I'm just saying music and the arts in general. And of course, other groups and other races and other people are huge fans and huge contributors as well. I'm just speaking from the black perspective and for the black perspective, but ain't no bigger fans of this shit than black people. But you know, like I said, you go to the festivals and shit, it's a gang of white folk, you know, who buy up the tickets and who, you know, show up for the shows and whatever, who buy the albums and the t-shirt and the jeans and the this and the that and the poster and all of that kind of shit. And I was just relating that, you know, to the sports world. But I mean, you know, they just love being entertained, my niggas. There ain't nothing inherently wrong with that, because niggas are real entertaining, you know what I mean? Good at what they do, at the things that they're good at doing. But yeah, when you lose, when you're black, you're an athlete or a rapper or whatever, and you lose fans, it's not that them people was never really fans though. They really casuals. You know what I mean? So a lot of the people talking about they don't watch that, I ain't gonna watch NFL, or the ratings are down because, you know, they talking about Kaepernick too much, or they talking about Black Lives Matter, this and that, and the players want to be political and this and that. I don't turn on the game for all this kind of shit. It's bullshit. The people was never fans. Them people ain't fans. You know what I mean? Because if you're a fan of this shit, you gonna watch LeBron James. You know what I mean? You gonna watch Michael Jordan play ball. You're going to watch Steph Curry play ball. I don't give a fuck what they talking about or what kind of t-shirt he got on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking beautiful basketball. You're going to watch Kyrie Irving. You know what I mean? That shit ain't got nothing to do with no statement about Jews or nothing, or apartheid or nothing. You're gonna watch this motherfucker play. You know what I mean? Furthermore, what is he saying that's wrong? Like, what is he saying that's wrong? But anyway, but yeah, I mean, but the people who really care about it like that, either the sport or the craft, say the art, the culture, if we're talking music and shit, it's usually a smaller group, and those are the people who are in it and who are fucking with it regardless, and who care about the direction that it's going in or to or whatever, to and fro. Those are the people who care, man. Those are the fans. And so, yeah, with that said, if basketball loses some eyeballs or the NFL loses eyeballs, I mean, them people wasn't fans anyway. And, you know, for that matter, let them go watch NASCAR or whatever, if that's what it is. Although they're saying they aren't fans of NASCAR either anymore. But, but you know, it's like some weird shit. It's like, oh, well, if I can't behave and act like this, then, you know, and if I have to be corrected, if I have to be told that I'm wrong about something, you know what I mean? Then I don't want to watch. I don't want to fuck with it. What kind of shit is that? And we're not. It's not even. It's, you know, it's not like motherfuckers are making shit up, like, or some super subjective. you know what I mean? Like, it's people. It's people getting killed, and people are talking about it and pointing out the obvious. It's not like people trying to convince you, like, that the sky is pink, or, you know what I mean, or that air isn't good, that we shouldn't breathe. You know what I mean? Something so counterintuitive. But maybe it is counterintuitive to some people. Maybe equality and shit like that, or whatever it is, maybe justice is counterintuitive to the unjust. Anyway, yeah. don't know about the Trae Young thing. I saw a little clip of it, and I was just kind of in a rush. I couldn't really tell what was happening, who was spitting what. I just saw it's a crowd of motherfuckers behind him. He shrugs his shoulder, does some shit. He says he doesn't really remember, I think, so leave it at that. But let's not act like there's not a history of all this. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, there's zero history of black fans and fanatics of teams being this disrespectful to white people. So I don't know. Maybe your fan game different, dog. Your fan game different. But I think what's more likely is that these people got issues. These people are closet racists and bigots and shit. And maybe they don't even know. I mean, that's what's crazy. You know what I mean? Maybe they are that ignorant in the truest sense of the word. But anyway, get out of here.